Burl. How the hell are you doing this evening? Friends, my name is Willi Carlisle. I'm a folk singer from Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kansas. It is an honor to be here in beautiful Lexington. It's an honor to be anywhere at all, but particularly opening and being the official designated fluffer for my good friends, Bendigo Fletcher. Yes. Absolutely, and I just heard them for the very first time at Newport Folk Festival not all that long ago, and I was immediately smitten with the songwriting friends. I'm going to play on a bunch of different goddamn folk instruments. I'm going to play some songs from the American folk imagination. I'm going to play some from my own imagination. If you know any of the words, if you've ever seen me before, you are more than welcome to sing along. If you don't know any of the words, you're more than welcome to just hang your mouth up and make any noise that you want. We're going to start off on these two cowbones that I found on the ground somewhere. Somebody gave to me in Kentucky here, and this 10-hole Tudor 2 dignified American instruments. After 29 years, I can say I never thought it'd turn out this way. Stumble and a stutter and a cry. Ain't gonna figure out a reason why. Song hurts my throat and the banjo cuts my side. Hear the road crying out through the railroad ties. Road crying out through the railroad ties. They're singing, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, all my friends in Arkansas, alone in Maine, 6 to 1, half dozen's the same. Back bay sailing across the Great Divide, called it Mississippi Deep. Rappahannock wide, angels' wings on a Walmart sign. Angels' wings on a Walmart sign. And I do mean that ironically because back in the day I used to sleep in Walmart parking lots a lot, but now they're leaving arrested for that shit. And I generally think the Walmart Corporation should be broken up entirely and all major corporations should be destroyed. I tell you, down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. And solidarity forever. What? Solidarity forever. And which side are you on? Which side are you on? Well, Kansas City Rib Shack, baby, you're mine. Give me the pig, the cow, and the swine. My weights, my love, my shimmy, my shine. Damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. Damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. I told him, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, I'd like to see the world in living color. One color's just the absence of the other. To get the whole spectrum of horror and elation. Call good time numbers at a Conoco station. Good time numbers at a Conoco station. And tell them, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Friends, I've tried to move out onto an intentional community a couple years ago. I did not do it successfully. Thank you, Captain. But out there I learned that there was a bunch of shit that you could learn way out in the country, in a place that was totally abandoned by social and civic services, a place that the government had never bothered to step foot because there were just poor people there. And, you know, some of you may be familiar with these sorts of places. I learned that there were some parts of my mind that were taken up by late capitalism's plasticine and apocalyptic end run that were not free and hadn't been free for a very long time. So this song is about that. It's called Critterland. And also owes a little bit to this game that people used to play out there called Critter Critter, where if you saw a critter cross on the road and you pointed at it, if you're in the back of the truck drinking with your friends, and you point to this critter, you say, Critter Critter, and you're the first person to do that, you can sign somebody in the back of the truck to chug an article of, or take off an article of clothing and chug a beer. So I offer that game to you freely if you've got a long drive home. This is Critterland. Oh, I could have been a businessman. I was too hot-headed, plus I never had the money. Plus I kinda got arrested. My sweet old folks thought I'd make a pretty decent one of those. And I still live the kind of life where people judge on your clothes. Now it's 40 miles of back road on the rain tires. That little blue hymnal sitting open all the while, singing songs to a God I've met but do not know, making wagers on the critters that we'll see crossing the road. Yeah, the sparrow on the wing taught me to find you, and the possum knows her own mind more than I do. I'm here for all the love that I can't stand. Take me to Critterland. In the decade of our loving, we've grown to not so young. I've come to know the seasons by the lashing of your tongue. But the propane gently sputters, there's spring water in our tap. Why can't we feel the peace of the sweet dog upon our laps? Oh, the granny witch and herbalist have remedies for us. A tincture and a prayer poured down the holler of our guts. On the homestead in the pine beds, we've grown our holy power, laying bare like critters there, hour by love and hour. Yeah, the sparrow on the wing taught me to sing for you, and the possum knows her own mind more than I do. Oh, I'm here for all the grief that I can't stand. Take me to Critterland. Oh, I never thought I could love like this. You might call me a queer and a communist, but I'll go along to get along, darling. It feels so right. 'Cause why have a God if no one is saved? I think love is a burden. If it ain't brave, I'll live and die forever there, right there in that divide. 'Cause it's hard to say what I've learned from all these hills and hymns. We're dying and we're singing, I love you and we've sinned. And when marauders come, 'cause the apocalypse is nigh, want my rifle on my shoulder, my lover by my side. I want to be the kind of man that could stand his ground and die. Take my fiddle and my good hat, I'll go out in style. I'm gonna do it for my family, not for glory or a god. In this war that's raging between the haves and the have-nots, it's our war. Yeah, the sparrow on the wing taught me to fight for you, and the possum keeps her teeth sharper than I do. You should bury me where I make my last stand at the Battle of Critterland. At the Battle of Critterland. Do you have the patience for a story song? It's got a beginning, it's got a middle, it's got a fucking end. It's a challenge because it's a test between my ADHD medication and your TikTok attention span that we were undertaking. Friends, this is a story about my least favorite profession in the world. I practice my favorite profession in the world, folk singing. My least favorite profession in the world is sleight of hand magic. I try not to hate anybody, but I still hate magicians. And I realized that I needed to make peace with magicians, because just like folk singers, magicians often play for nobody, and they often just play for tips in the corner of shitty bars. And I thought most magicians probably hate folk singers. This is me making peace with that. Me making magic in the world. Beginning, middle, and end, it's all for you. It's called Tulsa's Last Magician. Well, Tulsa's last magician got his start at 4. He pulled a quarter from his own ear and spun it on the floor. Said there's no good tricks but old ones, and lying ain't that hard. So he saved up all his quarters and he bought a deck of cards. And he learned ragtime piano, though his teacher thought him slow. He got a black belt in karate from a pawn shop video. And he'd practice all his worst mistakes in a dirty bathroom mirror. Oh, and when his parents drank, he learned to disappear. Well, down and out in Reno, he went broke in Santa Fe, turning tricks on Los Sueñeros out in California. But it pushed him up against the wall, said, buddy, get a grip. So he learned to set himself on fire on the Las Vegas Strip. And he wandered down to Tampa, blew everybody's mind, 'cause the crowd was cheap and easy there on beer and blowing wine. He said, I wonder where my dollar went, how'd the flower bloom so fast? He said, I can't reveal my secrets, they rarely fail to ask. Yeah, the crowd all thought him funny, good at sleight of hand, but he had this grand finale they just couldn't understand. They demanded explanation when the card pulled was their own. That's why Tulsa's last magician lost his faith and headed home. Oh, he said he'd learned computers like his second foster dad. He would free range all the rabbits that were living in his hat. His investments all went swimmingly, and the cash on hidden strings. His promotions were a certainty, he could make the numbers sing. Now time and space is easy for magic to control. Still, it was 40 years of working before he noticed he was old. Now his great escape and act is just untying both his shoes. And most days he's in his easy chair yelling at the news. And the weatherman is funny, talking with his hands, but black clouds are coming in. No one understands how somebody's true religion is always someone else's joke. And that's why Tulsa's last magician kinda just went up in smoke. So friend, if you're the kind that thinks no one quite gets quite who you are, like you're a cobbler or a mechanic in this age of flying cars, if you think that you see right behind what's right before our eyes, you might be a small town's last magician in disguise. And we need you to be funny, be good at sleight of hand, 'cause there's a grand finale we can't hope to understand. There's a 1 in 52 chance it's real magic and it's true. Won't you please help us believe? Won't you please help us believe in you? Thank you so good. Wow. I don't get tired of coming back here. I really don't. It's such a lovely place, lovely people. The mountains up here are too small. I'm just kidding. They're actually too big. In Arkansas, in Missouri, we have the Ozarks, which are a lot older than the mountains in Kentucky. Just want to throw that out there as a little, if you want to fight tonight, that's something we can fight about. I like to try to fight people in cities because I do the old duck and hug, you know what I mean? That's my only fighting technique, so it means I get a free hug and you leave pissed off. It's a perfect situation, you know? Anyways, I lived out of my van for 4 or 5 years before I started doing this, and when I started living in my van at first, I was a teacher at the Northwest Arkansas Community College. It paid so well that I decided to upgrade my domicile to a 2001 Ford Econoline, and I was teaching mostly kids from Texas, Epic of Gilgamesh or whatever, and being a bad teacher. And then I decided this is such a bad job, I got arrested is really what happened. After I got arrested, I was like, you know what, if they're going to fire me from this teaching position, I might as well just be a folk singer full time. Oh, a lot to live inside of me, I really do. But I've learned a little bit, and these are some of the misadventures that have occurred along the way. This is called the van life. Well, I quit my job making minimum wage. I look fairly well twice and act half my age. I'm looking for somewhere that can handle the rage of a young man on the run. With rarely paid taxes and shitty insurance and a glove box full of summons and warrants and a finely tuned wish things were that weren't, you could say I was looking for fun. So I bought an 01 Red Dodge Ram, about 2 pints of whiskey and a 30 of hams. Now I'm peeing in bottles and eating from cans. But you can't call me a homeless friends, cause I live in a van. They call it van life. I've been told this, it's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll it up, let's blow this. Well, the 7-Eleven's a sure bellyache. I subsist on this mere wake and bake. Talladega to Chicago's lake, I'll be your yodeling country hero. All the girls from Chickamauga to Passamaquoddy speak enviously of my van's rusty body. This whole thing might just be a Bugatti the way we get it from 60 to 0. Now I'm 60 miles apart on a northern track. I'm a burning rubber, no looking back. Pushing that thing like a maniac. I get tipped out like a stripper. No judgment in singles and crack. Ooh, I wish somebody would fund Amtrak. Instead it's the van life. I've been told this, it's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll it up, let's blow this. Well, the South of San Luis can be a little gritty. It's a far cry from Seattle's tent cities. All in all, life's pretty from the Starship Enterprise. Still a guy with a house and a big old lawn thinks his block's too nice for me to park on. Bangs on my door with a letter that tells about 1,000 ways he can make my life hell. And he's worse than the guy who put a brick through my glass and robbed me blind and siphoned my gas. At least you know that asshole needed it bad. I wish that old boy well. In the meantime, a cop is banging on my door, telling me I can't park here no more. What do you do, friends? What do you say? You gotta rev up the engine and drive away. Chalk it up to the van life. I've been told this, it's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll it up, let's blow this. Overdrive! It's a sexy kind of lifestyle for certain folks. Practical highways, friends like smoke, it all goes up. You end up alone, it's like the internet is your real home. Call of the wild, the call of the road, the endless search for a clean commode. I'm a trucker of emotional payloads on a 5-string guitar. I'm a public park patron, I'm a library sleuth, I'm a thrift store drifter, a western suits. I'm bringing out 3 chords and the truth like a wash rag on a bar. Every time I'm feeling down on my luck, think I might trade it in for a couple of bucks. Here's some guy like Elon Musk talk about how we're gonna get cyber trucks. I think, God, life must be easy when you're one of these dang billionaires. I'm pretty sure I prefer the van life. I've been told this, it's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll it up, let's smoke her down. It's a big red new town, same old night, the whole world over, whole world over. Sit and sail why meritocracy's a lie. Oh, let's roll it up. Let's blow this. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. You guys like film music? I heard I'm in the correct country for it. I went on tour with a well-known Kentuckian, Mr. Tyler Childers, recently. And I wish we could say we talked business. I probably should have pitched a record or something, but we just sat and played fiddle for like 3 hours. It was amazing. I'd like to do a slow one. I'd like to take it down a little bit. When I'm trying to move out onto that intentional community, I started going back to church again. And I figured out, and maybe some of you know this feeling, where if you stop going to church, you stop getting lunch. Right, the old ladies won't make lunch anymore, and you can't go if you didn't go to church, right? So if you show up hungover to more than one lunch without having gone hungover to church, you're in trouble, right? So I started to go back to church, and I didn't agree with everything that was said in this little Baptist church out in the middle of nowhere. It was right on the river. It was built by the slaves that were brought out there. You know, it was very idyllic, like a nice pocket of American history. I think we get a little bit trapped thinking that it only lives out there. It lives here too, but there it's like all you can see, right? So I was really close to this place, and I fell in love with the Baptist hymnal, the Heavenly Highways. It's a blue hymnal, and I always wanted to write a hymn of my own that wouldn't make it in, but might sound like it. This is a hymn that I wrote for some of the great arguments that I had down there. This is a hymn called "I Want No Children." It's based around the idea that I don't want to have children. And that maybe the baby Jesus and the government should be okay with that for everybody. The truth is that I want no children. Mama says there's still time yet. I want no kith, no kind, no future, when I don't love what I am. They say that mankind hath dominion over sea and land and air. I think it's love that we are made of. That's the measure of a I want to tower over no one, grind no bones to make my bread. There is no real love that you've control of. I want to free all that I can. The truth is that I want no children, no earthly kin to call my own. I feel the ghosts of my creation kill my name, call me home. Kill my name, call me home. Kill my name, call me home. Shimmy and holler, down and back for a silver dollar. It's a pretty big haul for pretty small pay, down from up the river in the snow and the rain. Working for a living is a pretty rough deal, and Jesus on the main line is hell on wheels. Whoa, up all that jack, till my money comes back down on the down and down and back. I'll be right here till my money comes back. Won't you cut all the timber, mine all the coal? Half of West Virginia is a fishing hole. Big mama sitting on the pickles in the pan. You can't get to heaven in the big black pens. Whoa, all that jack till my money comes back down on the down and down and back. Be right here till my money comes back. I'm gonna vanish in the woods without a damn trace. I'll never forget, oh, what's his face? Small town gossip is the wrath of God. Say fish, cut bait, spare me the rod. Whoa, all that jack till my money comes back down on the down and down and back. I'll be right here till my money comes back. Whoa, all that jack till my money comes back down on the down and down and back. Be right here till my money comes back. I wanna be sad, but dang if I'll try. The designated hitter is a goddamn lie. A whole lot of doing between done and he's dead, between a crazy old man and a messed up kid. Whoa, all that jack till my money comes back down on the down and down and back. Be right here till my money comes back. Oh yeah, okay. I wanted to do a new one just because I love it here. I live in a small town in southwest Missouri, and there are 5 Chinese buffets. And I have not lived there long, but it has taken me a long time to decide which Chinese buffet is the best. But this is an essential research experiment. You know, I don't need culture. That's about all the culture I need. I can always come into Lexington if I want to like form a polycule or something. If I want to meet a bunch of gorgeous redneck-looking but like Faust-reading ass MFers. You know what I mean? You know who you are. Overeducated country Marxists or whatever, I don't know. You guys get me warmed up. It's a beautiful crowd out there tonight. I'm too indiscriminate to pick between you, so it's a good thing you're in the dark, let me tell you that. That's where it's all the same and that's where I like it. I think that my favorite is the Golden Dragon Buffet there. And the Golden Dragon Buffet, I've decided that I don't want to be buried when I die, but I want to be chopped up and served with pork fried rice at the Golden Dragon Buffet. This is called the Golden Dragon Buffet. These are some of the first people. Oh, when I die, don't you bury me at all. I want to do right by the friends I lost. Open my chest, rip out my heart and fry it up with rice at the Golden Dragon. Oh, drain my blood in a box of cheap red wine, slap the bag as you pour it in every mouth but mine. Oh, tear out my brain, it never did me right. You should stomp it on the dance floor on a Saturday night. Oh, everybody's dying, still pretty much sucks. Oh, there's so many days I hope I don't wake up, so I don't think of the bad shit I've done. I know even if it kills me, the suffering's just begun. Don't throw me awake, I want a grocery store cake. Let every lover that I lied to smash it in my face. Sprinkle my lawn with dandelion seeds so I can blow myself away in a warm summer breeze. Oh, everybody's dying, still pretty much sucks. Oh, there's so many days I hope I don't wake up, so I don't think of the bad that I've done. I know even if it kills me, the suffering's just begun. Oh, when I die, don't won't you bury me at all? I want to do right by the friends I lost. Open my chest, rip out my heart and fry it up with rice and the golden dragon. Hey, let's give it up to the sound guy putting up all these instruments. Want to hear my favorite accordion joke? Is that the accordion is the perfect instrument for this social and political environment. You know why? It's because you play both sides against the center and you don't care who hates it. I spent too long in England last year. And the way that I knew that was because I wanted a Marlboro Light and a burnt cup of coffee. Hell yeah, to my people, right? I missed you. And so when I'm tired and I'm sick, I learn folk songs. So I learned this gorgeous English folk song that I want to do for you guys because I think you're special. It's called Bees Wing. It's by a great singer named Richard Thomas. When I came to town, we called it the summer of love. We were burning babies, burning flags, the hawks against the doves. I took a job at the steamy down on Caldwell Street. I fell in love with a laundry girl who was working next to me. She was a real thing, fine as a bee's wing, also fine a gust of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild, said as long as there's no price in love I'll stay. Oh, I wouldn't want her any other way. Her brown hair ringed around her neck and a look of half surprise. Like a fox caught in the headlight, there was animal in her eyes. She said, oh man, oh can't you see, I'm not the factory kind. If you don't get me out of here, I'll surely lose my mind. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, also fine a gust of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild, said as long as there's no price in love I'll stay. Oh, I wouldn't want her any other way. So we bust around the market towns, we picked fruit down in Kent. We could tinker knives and pots and pans and lamps wherever we went. And I said that we might settle down and get a few acres dug, a fire burning in the hearth and babies on the rug. She said, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, you'll not own me as well. Oh, she was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, also fine a gust of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild, said as long as there's no price in love I'll stay. Oh, I wouldn't want her any other way. We were busking down the Gower one time, the work was pretty good. She thought we shouldn't wait for the frost, I thought maybe we should. We were drinking more in those days, and fevers reached a pitch. And like a fool I let her go off with the rambling itch. And last I heard she's sleeping rough down on the tar we beat, a white lightning in her pocket and a wolfhound at her feet. And I heard she even married once a man named Romany Brown, but even a gypsy caravan was too much settling down. And I know her flowers faded now, hard weather and hard boots, but maybe that's the price you pay for the change that you refuse. Oh, she was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, and I miss her now more than words can say. If I could just taste some of her wildness now. If I could hold her in my arms for one more day, I wouldn't want her any other way. One of my favorite lost love stories in folk music. I want to do one. I don't trust apolitical folk singers. I think that they're bullshit and just trying to wear a cool hat and wear clown shoes and shit like that. I'll gladly be a clown, but I won't be an apolitical clown. This is the only form of drag that I personally enjoy doing, but I do think it's a drag act, and anybody that doesn't is lying to you about the amount of cattle they have and the amount of money their dad has. And I'll stand on Townes Van Zant's table and Guy Clark's boots and say it. Well, I want to do this one that I wrote for my trans friends. I had a number of trans and non-binary friends that had the same tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. You don't put decals on a Cadillac, but if you have friends that all have the same tattoo, eventually you ask why. And it turned out that everybody had a two-headed animal. It was representative of this lovely little poem that I tried and failed to set to music, and then wrote a version of my own of it. It's called Two-Headed Lamb. It's for anybody that feels like they weren't born correctly or has been told they weren't born correctly. In the middle of a Tennessee midwinter rain, oh, a two-headed lamb was by the old newborn. And as she latched on to her mother, the cry rang out double, and she was dead in the meadow by the morning. And before the fog had lifted, the coyotes picked her clean, and the old ewe resigned herself to lay in hay and bleed. And as he walked out that morning, the old man didn't look to see out of season sweet persimmons in the old growth tree. And I know scattered o'er the cursed world are frightening bones to find, all bones of people born too soon, lambs too strange to survive, born only meat for wolves, or born a freak to humankind. Still there were four eyes shining bravely in the meadow that night. Oh, the two-headed lamb was found by the old man in a ditch by the meadow in the spring. And as he scratched his head and chuckled, said even God can make a fuck up. Well, he overlooked an ordinary thing. It was twice the robin singing in the old grove tree. Let's see. I got time for a couple more. Friends, I think I'm going to do three. And I want to do another sad one, and I hope it's all right to do another sad one. I can't get this one out of my craw, and I'm not going to get to sing it every year. I'm not going to get to sing it forever. I'm going to do one Acapulco. I want to do this old Vietnam era protest ballad called Penny Evans. It was written by a great folk singer named Steve Goodman. From Chicago, played everywhere, wonderful guy. I heard this one's a true story. I'm going to pass a shush around one time, I'll never do it again. Shh. Everybody join me. If you want to. It's the only time I'll do that. Some motherfuckers in the back are never going to get it. I don't care about them, I'm with you. I love it. Thank you. Well, my name is Penny Evans, and my age is 21. I'm a widow of the war that's being fought in Vietnam. And I have 2 infant daughters. Oh, I do the best I can. When they say the war is over, I tell them, oh, it just began. I remember I was 17 when first I met young Bill. At his father's grand piano, we'd play good old heart and soul. And I only knew the left-hand part, but he could play the right so well. He's the only boy I've slept with, he's the only one I love. And it's first we had a baby girl, oh, we had 2 good years. After that, draft notice came, we parted without tears. Now it's 9 months from our last night when our second baby appears. 6 months later now a letter comes confirming all my fears. Now it's every month I get a check from an army bureaucrat. And it's every month I tear it up and send the damn thing back. Do they think that I can be bought off? Do they think I'll fall for that? I don't want this bloody money, it won't bring my Billy back. Now I have not once cared for politics, all speeches I can't understand. Likewise, I'll never take no charity from any living man. But it's 50,000 Billies dead in that unhappy land. And that makes 50,000 heart and souls being played with just one hand. And my name is Penny Evans, my age is 21. I'm a widow of the war that's being fought in Vietnam. And I have 2 infant daughters. God, I'm glad I've had no sons. When they say the war is over, I tell them all it's just begun. Colonialism and colonization. I'm going to dedicate that one to the 40,000 Palestinians that have been killed in the genocide overseas, and conflicts in Ethiopia and Sudan. And I want to bring up that kind of general vibe of like, how do we be less complicit in late capitalism's aforementioned apocalyptic Plasticine embryo? I don't mean that we have to solve it at all right now. We don't have to. We probably can't solve it in the Burl right now. We probably can't even do that much organizing, but it's a nice place to start, right? And just like hanging out and having a public discussion and maybe getting in a fight about it later. Who knows? Maybe so. Meet somebody new here tonight when you listen to Bendigo Fletcher in the off time. Talk to somebody new. Friends, I'm going to end with 2 sing-alongs just to make sure we start building that kind of kindness amongst each other. I want to do this really stupid one to totally change the vibe. I wrote this for my drunk uncle. The sing-along component is, I say the phrase, boy howdy. When I say the phrase, boy howdy, you say the phrase, hot dog. And that's the whole thing. Let's try that. Boy howdy. that's going to be excellent. Okay, try to scare your neighbor with it. Boy, howdy. Nice. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, rivers running low this time of year. Ragweeds on the turnpike, bedrooms, most of the Christmas lights. Sorry friend, I don't lend tools. Here it is. Boy, it's a pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Can't, what is it? Lets me fry her catfish twice a week. There's a lot of euphemisms. I got to put them in the right order. You can't euphemize a euphemism, right? Well, hot plate. Maybe when you made a cake and never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. Hot plate. Baby, when you made a cake and never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. Blue Jays, a mean ass bird, ugliest song you've ever heard. Get off my porch, I'll kick your ass. Everything she does is magic. I watch her catch a lizard. Careful or his tail will come right on. Boy, I got life, I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me fry her catfish twice a week. Well, Swamp Rose, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. Well, Swamp Rose, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. Doctor asked me where it hurts, born to fish, forced to work. Don't let them tell you what your broken heart's worth. Fire ant on a sugar trail, tail feathers on a nightingale, arrowheads and bones is all you'll find. Boy, pretty good life, I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife, lets me wear her underwear anytime I please. Well, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a ball, now her bullets wouldn't scatter. She's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a ball, now her bullets wouldn't scatter. Goddamn, I'll be go to hell. This bar is mostly peanut shells. If you drive, we can play pool. Hot pocket, sweet potato pie, Saturday, Sunday rolling by. Take off your pants, let's watch TV. Boy, I got life, I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Can't recall my ex-wife's name. But the love you lost is right where you left it. Alright, gone for everybody, fuck it, forget it. Yeah, the love you lost is right where you left it. Alright, gone forever. Crack a beer and forget it. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, rivers running low this time of year. Boy, howdy. Give yourselves a round of applause. One more, dang it, cool. Friends, thank you so much. We're going to have a marvelous night here with Bendigo Fletcher. I'm so stoked to hear this set as live as can be, as in your face as can be. There's going to be at least one surprise that I know of, and I don't know exactly how to even describe it to you, because then it wouldn't be a surprise. Friends, this last sing-along is the thought that I want to leave you with. If you take no other thoughts and you just thought that I was a dumb, straight-looking, very fat folk singer, well, then you might be correct. That is okay. However, if I could leave you with this message, that would be nice. It's that your heart is a big tent, that you gotta let everybody in. It doesn't matter who they are, if they do right, or where they've been. Everybody gets in. But we'll sing that gospel style. If we have the combined non-gender specific cojones to do it gospel style, we will do it that way. Where I say a phrase and you say the same phrase back, just as if we were in church together. I'm going to go, oh, your heart's a big tent. And then you go, oh, your heart's a big tent right afterwards. A couple of you already know it. Let's teach everybody else. Oh, your heart's a big tent. Oh, that's going to be nice. All right, okay, all right. Let's do it. Nice. You got to let everybody in. Start this over, just give you a visual aid in case some of you don't know. I can smell some master's degrees in the room, so it might make you a little slower than the average person singing a folk song, you know? Oh, your heart's a big tent. Oh, yeah, okay. I even changed one of the words just to catch some of you motherfuckers. Yeah, nice. You gotta let everybody in. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. That part's my part. You don't have to sing that part. But it does cue us for us all to say the last words at the same time. We go, everybody gets in. And I'm going to coach on that part just in case you got confused. Here it comes again. Doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. Everybody gets in. Friends, you're going to do it wrong. You're going to look ridiculous. You're going to meet somebody new here tonight. You're going to challenge one of your preconceived notions, even if it is about somebody that you already knew. You're going to do it until it feels good. Oh, this morning a miracle happened as promised. The rising of the world's closest star. And the almanacs warned us that the fast coming weather might blow us away like dandelion flowers. Oh, if I had a nickel every time I've taken shelter from the storm below, naked in my bed sheets, I could pay off all my loans, buy some nicer clothes, find a job that didn't always scare me. I've been trying not to think before my third cup of coffee. Oh, your heart's a big tent. Too much. Gotta let everybody in. It doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody is in. Well, I think I know a secret, still not really sure. Somewhere between I'm living and I believe I can fly. Well, what's up? So I saw the devil in a used bookstore. He was ripping up and spitting on Catcher in the Rye. And I'm coming to myself like a man finding religion. Am I baptized, drowned, or washed in blood? If life's an open field, I'd like to plant a garden and get ready for the fire and the flood. I need a theory of all love. Oh, your heart's a big tent. I gotta let everybody in. It doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. My conclusion's not a good one. I'll leave that to you smarter ones. The soul is an idiot, doesn't care why. Oh, whatever you do in there, the gift's a really simple one. Sing until you love yourself and love until you die. Oh, I've seen trees like pillars full of blood, chlorophyllic laughing swaying in their glory. Seen the sparrows in the air, a light on branches there, and there's no way that they're afraid of being dirty. I can't live clean, and I'd better love dirty. Oh, your heart's a big tent. Yeah, I'll let everybody in. It doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. Friends, thank you so much for putting up with me. Don't forget to meet somebody new. Hope you tell your friends that you had a nice night out here tonight. I want us to sing it one more time. I want to do it for the idea that human equity is possible in our lifetimes. I want to do it for the idea that we don't have to miss it. I want to do it for the idea that Kentucky is a great place to start making good changes in the world. Let's try it. Oh, your heart's a big tent. You gotta let it